قل من كان عدوا لجبريل فإنه نزله على قلبك بإذن الله مصدقا لما بين يديه وهدى وبشرى للمؤمنين.
আপনি বলে দিন, যে কেউ জিব্রাইলের শত্রু হয়, যেহেতু তিনি আল্লাহর আদেশে এ কালাম আপনার অন্তরে নাজিল করেছেন, যা সত্যায়নকারী তাদের সম্মুখস্থ কালামের এবং মুমিনদের জন্য পথ প্রদর্শক ও সুসংবাদদাতা।
আউযু বিল্লাহি মিনাশ শাইতানির রাজীম। قل من كان عدوا لجبريل فإنه نزله على قلبك بإذن الله مصدقا لما بين يديه وهدى وبشرى للمؤمنين. من كان عدوا لله وملائكته ورسله وجبريل وميكال فإن الله عدو للكافرين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله ثم أما بعد. The invitation to Bani Israel was getting stronger and stronger. And one of the manifestations of that invitation we read before, that the more naive members of their community, when they were invited to the deen, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ, they would actually sometimes even agree. They would say, yeah, this is mentioned in our books too. And then when they would return back, وَإِذَا لَقُوا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا قَالُوا آمَنَّا وَإِذَا خَلَا بَعْضُهُمْ إِلَى بَعْضٍ, when they would go back to their own, then their seniors would tell them, what are you telling them this stuff for? Why are you telling them we have commonalities? Why are you telling them you found this in our own books too? Don't do that. Because if you tell them that, then on Judgment Day, Allah will have a case against you. أَتُحَدِّثُونَهُمْ بِمَا فَتَحَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمْ لِيُحَاجُّكُمْ بِهِ عِنْدَ رَبِّكُمْ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Why don't you understand? You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't tell them that yes, what you're saying makes sense because we heard about it from our seniors too, our scholars too. Don't open your mouth. So there's evidence already that there is some degree of resonance with the common Jewish community in Medina, that they actually, the message of Islam is seeming to make sense to them. So now the ulama in tafsir, they comment there are several reasons why the ayah that we're about to discuss comes. The ayah is actually against Jibreel alayhi salam. It's a comment, it's a belief they had against Jibreel alayhi salam. And there are several interpretations why. The first is, they believed, and this is the most common one, they believed that revelation should only come to one of the Israelites. It should come from the children of Ishaq and down from there, from the children of Yaqub alayhi salam, whose other name is Israel. So no other, a member of a Gentile tribe, especially from the children of Ismail, who they have all kinds of accusations against, he shouldn't come to them. So, and they know that Jibreel alayhi salam is the angel of revelation. So Jibreel alayhi salam comes to an Arab messenger, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. This is unacceptable. So you know what? It must be Jibreel's fault. He probably got the wrong address. So they developed this belief against Jibreel alayhi salam. And this is actually not too far-fetched. There are some extreme groups within the ummah that actually developed this in our history. You'll find this. And we consider them from the Khawarij. They actually believe that the revelation was supposed to come to Ali radiallahu anhu. Jibreel made a mistake. Right? Ma'adallah. So this is something that we repeated in our history, but that was already there in the beliefs of Bani Israel. So that's one reason. The other was, they were starting to see that the message of Islam is resonating with our own people. So now they were making desperate attempts to discredit Islam, and one way to do that, they came up with this thing that Jibreel's the one who brings you revelation. Well, you know what? He's put us in so much trouble before. We've been put in trial after trial because of him. Mikael, however, we like. So if Jibreel alayhi salam, he's the one, he's caused us a lot of problems in our past. So no thanks. But if it was a different angel, we would have considered your message. So they tried to convince their community of kind of discrediting the message of Islam only because it's coming by means of Jibreel alayhi salam. With that background, let's study the ayah. قُلْ مَنْ كَانَ عَدُوًّا لِجِبْرِيلَ. Tell them, whoever had been an enemy to Jibreel alayhi salam, فَإِنَّهُ نَزَّلَهُ عَلَى قَلْبِكَ. Then it is certainly he who sent it down, it referring to the Quran, bima anzal Allah, which is mentioned before, so the dhamir is traveling over, the pronoun is traveling over. So it is He who sent it down upon your heart, ala qalbika, bi'idhnillahi, by Allah's permission. Now this bi'idhnillah is very important. And even فَإِنَّهُ نَزَّلَهُ عَلَى قَلْبِكَ is important. So they come to the messenger and say, Jibreel, really? Couldn't you get another messenger to get you a message? You know what? The response of the messenger of Allah ﷺ is not to defend Jibreel alayhi salam or to say, well, let me ask Allah why, or what are your complaints about Jibreel? Let's give it an actual ear. Allah Azza wa Jal tells His messenger to be unapologetic. You don't have to explain yourself. Yes, you're offended by Jibreel. Definitely He's the one who brings it down. So go ahead, get as angry as you want. فَإِنَّهُ نَزَلَهُ عَلَى قَلْبِكَ. He's the one who sends it down upon your heart. بِإِذْنِ He adds, by Allah's permission. In other words, Jibreel doesn't come on his own. And if you think he gave you any trouble before, which he didn't, but even if you think he didn't do anything except if he did it by Allah's permission. بِإِذْنِ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ. Confirming what is right in front of him. In other words, previous revelations are also being confirmed. And then Allah tells us, this is actually an attribute of the Quran, مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ. Confirming what is right in front of it. Right in front of it would be the books of the past. Okay, they're right before it. وَهُدًى. And not only does it confirm the past, secondly, it is sent as a guidance. وَبُشْرًا. And it is sent as good news. You guys think this is bad news? It is actually good news, just not for you. لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. وَبُشْرًا لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. It is good news for those who believe. May Allah make us among them.